Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the season premiere of Rewatch. I am Nick. This is Fire Nation supporter Jared.
Okay, but how are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. So we are now on the final season of Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 3, Fire. So where we last left the gang, they were in a very Empire Strikes Back situation where they lost. They lost, and Aang was on the brink of death. A really shocking conclusion, if you ask me, and really downer ending. So Jared, like, how did the finale make you feel?
I felt at the end of like Avengers Infinity War when everyone died and essentially the heroes lost.
So going into this, knowing this is the final season, what were kind of your thoughts? What are your kind of your feelings?
I was like, okay, so I wonder. So I know that by this point they're probably gonna like start ramping it up and play and building toward the finale more, and
Mm-hmm.
then they're gonna start like contrasting the leader of the Fire Nation with Aang, because this all builds toward a confrontation between those two.
Yeah, and then so since we're at the start, what are your predictions? Like, do you want to lay any predictions? We'll see if they pan out.
I don't have any right now. I probably have to watch a couple more episodes in order to figure that out.
All right. Well, if you have any predictions, please let us know. So
Mhm.
now we're gonna go into the episode proper. All right. So Aang wakes up. It's an undescript amount of time, like a few weeks roughly, and he's on a Fire Nation ship. And don't you just love how this does parallel the first episode of the series?
Yes, I do. It would have paralleled it even more if like a penguin just came across the screen. But still, I'll take this. I'll take this.
Oh, yeah, that would be perfect. So to come to find out, both Aang and the Water Tribe men have stolen a Fire Nation ship, and they are trying to get out of the Fire Nation, and shoot their own thing. So, and then they kind of like after the events, the Earth King is now incognito. He's traveling the world with his pet bear. I just love the thought of that. Like, I feel like even in the Avatar world, walking around with a pet bear is kind of weird.
Well, you do have. This is a world where you have a platypus bear, so.
Oh, speaking of combinations, we'll get into the best one here in a little bit. So Aang is kind of really downtrodden. He has hair now. So
Yeah, that's when I knew time had passed from like the previous episode, because I'm like, and enough time has passed for him to grow hair. So I was like, okay, and he's not the age yet where he would start growing a beard. So there you go.
Also, like, I feel like the way that Katara said, "I like your hair," that's like a girl who likes a guy. Like they say it like that. Like Katara's,
Mm-hmm.
she's got some avatar, like
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I like and like she's kind of conflicting with her dad a little bit. I feel like that kind of comes out of nowhere, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I excuse it a little bit because it's all the emotions are coming to the surface because she hadn't seen her dad in years, and now she's been seeing him regularly for like weeks, and it's just hard to deal with.
But she was so eager to see her father for like 2 seasons, though.
I mean, you can be eager and still be resentful. I mean, emotions are complicated.
Yeah, to me that did come out of nowhere, and it's like, okay. It seemed like drama for drama's sake.
I agree, though I will say it's justified to a degree. Like I can understand the logic chain, so to speak.
Okay.
But yeah, it did kind of come out of nowhere. Mother, like like
Mhm.
the meme of like Katara cluck your neck. It's like my mother, kind of thing.
Mother is calling. Hey Nick, I have a question. So would the ship of Katara and Aang be called Kataratar?
So I will be doing the rest of this episode solo.
I had to.
Oh no, it's Katang.
Actually, it's Kang.
I would use the clip, but this is there's children who are probably going to watch this, so I
The point is, yeah. And fun fact, by the way, this is the last episode where we see Aang's original glider.
Oh yes, that all right, I'll do this.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
So yeah, so the like as you can see up there, for the people who are watching this, the episode is titled Avatar No More. Like I kind of did like the parallels between the Spider-Man No More storyline and this one. I don't think they were even thinking about it, but like the parallels are there.
Yeah, and by the way, I definitely recognize a certain jokester who makes a voice appearance.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. I'm trying to go chronologically here. You're jumping me around, so I'm just going with the flow here. So they're gonna try and get dinner, and he says no. Katara stays back, and Katara says like, "Do you need anything, Aang?" And I gotta say that line is like, it feels a little clunky because it's obviously set up. But what comes next, is
so
amazing,
good.
and I'm not even gonna quote it. I'm just gonna show it.
Is there anything you need? I need to redeem myself. I need my honor back.
Yeah.
This is the shot that solidifies Avatar as a deuteragonist show. And I totally butchered that word, but as a dual protagonist show.
Yeah,
like
there you go.
It was clear in season 2, but this is where it becomes rock freaking solid. Where Aang, like where before they were running alongside each other. Now their stories are thematically parallel to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, just take a second for that shot. They literally have each character split down middle by their face, And he says, honor. I need my honor back, which is what Zukko would not shut up about. And I love the fade. It's like Aang and then the scar. It's like, dear God, I love that shot so much. That was
set up really well.
And so basically, Zuko's storyline is he had a great character arc in season 2, which he threw away. And now Zukko is literally getting everything he wanted. He is going back to the Fire Nation. His honor is restored. He is a hero of the Fire Nation. He is Prince Zuko of the Fire Nation. His father is actually proud of him. Like, he is getting everything. But in his heart, he has nothing. You like the way I did that? Like even May is smiling. Even Azula comments that she's cheerful. Like, Zuko's getting everything, but it just in his heart, like he knows something's wrong. And this is gonna be something that's really gonna boil over. Like, you're gonna really see this like move forward as his arc path goes along. So Jared, remember me talking like how I won't shut up about turtle ducks?
I think so, yeah.
So now that you've seen turtle ducks, what do you think?
Where were those? I may have missed those when I was watching the episode.
It's when Zuko's by the pond and he like feeds the turtle ducks.
Oh yeah. And immediately when I'm watching that, I'm like, of course. I've watched enough of this show to know, of course.
Aren't they adorable? Oh, by the way,
It seems kind of forced. Okay.
sorry guys for that pause. I need to go grab something.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's important to hydrate, Nick, and I believe. Can we get a live demonstration of you trying to bend that water? Yeah.
I mean, I can bend it into bend it down my throat. Anyway, we're talking about turtle ducks. Aren't they just like adorable, Jared?
Yes, they are. They are, and they're the most expected thing. I was like, of course.
So yeah, now we can talk about it. So Jared, how did it feel when you finally heard the Fire Lord in person?
It was a real joke. I gotta say, it was a real killing joke. But yeah, I know. Thank you. But watching it, so I immediately recognized his name. And by the way, this is the first time we see his full face. That's another piece of trivia for you. And
Yep. You got
of
the
all,
trivia pulled up?
yeah, I do. Of all the people to like have play the Fire Lord, yeah, Mark Hamill does a great job. He kills it.
I will say, I do think Daniel Day Kim is probably going to do a good job as the Fire Lord in the live action series because he's a phenomenal actor. And with his acting style, I do think he could actually do a really good Fire Lord.
Yeah, he's done dark stuff before, so I'm like, yeah, he could do it. He's played a villain.
Yeah, I think he can do it. I have confidence in him as an actor. As of this recording, Avatar series hasn't come out. We're probably going to cover it on this channel. Like as much effort as we put into Avatar, I think we're kind of obligated to talk about the live action series, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, like what do you think of Azula's play there?
Are you talking about the way that she basically gave all the credit to Zuko?
Yeah, like that was really smart of her.
I mean, I think it kind of shows that maybe there's a part of her that still cares about him because they are brother and sister, maybe?
Yes, that is something we'll see more of as things go on. But also it's kind of a foolproof fan because like giving Zuko the credit, it doesn't really harm Azula that much. Like, sure, he's a favorite now, but it's also a foolproof plan because like he's not sure if the Avatar is alive.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Avatar is alive and she gave all the credit to Zuko, that's just going to come onto him. So it's a win-win scenario for her. Like Zuko, like Avatar is dead, she still gets credit for the assist, and Zuko builds up. That's not that big of a loss for her, But the big thing is if he's alive, Zuko gets all the blame, and Azula gets none. So it's a very easy bet to make.
Yeah.
Yes, I just thought that was very, very
that.
devious of her.
I enjoyed that. That was cool.
Oh yeah. So yeah, and I'm really enjoying like what they set up. But like I love like the ending, where like when they like Aang finds out he's dead, he gets really upset, and then you there's a lot of parallels to the first episode. He's
in a storm at sea. He crashes into the water. I legit thought he was gonna freeze again.
Yeah, and then like his friends save him, and like they come like because here's the difference between episode 1 and now. He has friends that care about him. That is the difference.
It would be hilarious if when he opens his eyes and sees everyone around him, if he goes, "Do you want to go penguin sledding with me?" It'd be a nice callback to episode 1 and a way to go #full circle.
Jared, if I ever have you up in Michigan when it's snowing, I'm literally going to take you to, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to a sledding hill and I'm going to start filming and I'm like, hey, Jared, would you like to go penguin sledding? And it's going to be sleds with penguins on them. And I'm literally going to film you, like, your reaction to be like penguin sledding.
That'd be a pun. That'd be fun.
Oh, you've never gone sledding, have you?
I have in Atlanta.
Wait till you have it with real snow.
I had real snow.
See, like, quick aside, here in Michigan, we get like really deep snowfalls. Like our average snowfall is like 5 to 6 inches. It
Oh,
can go
geez.
as high as like 8 inches to like a foot. Like it's like it used to be a lot more like in the 90s and 2000s, global warming or whatever. Like back when I was in middle school, we used to have like 18 inches of snow, like a foot and a half of snow we sometimes get. Like it would be crazy. So like I would really like you to see Michigan winter, like when it's really snowing and just kind of traps it around. That would be really crazy for you. But anyway, friendship plans aside, yeah, I really loved kind of where like Aang kind of it's like he like they find out that like that glider moment is really emotional because that is ancient. That was like one of the few like that is a relic from his past,
That was frozen with him.
Yeah. So the fact that he's like, maybe the world doesn't need the Avatar. The fact that he plants it on the ground knowing it's going to get burnt up. That's where the Spider-Man moment comes in. I really love that moment because it's a character development, but he's letting go. And I just really like that. And I like this basically this episode does a lot of heavy lifting. It's moving, it's setting things up. This is very much a setup episode. This is a get things to where they need to go kind of thing. So Jared, that being said, what would you rate it?
Probably a 9 out of 10. The parts of dialogue that I thought were forced aside, it was pretty cool because I like when we show these characters how they deal with failure, and that's all this episode is. Or in Zuko's case, other people's success that is then heaped upon him.
Yeah, so like we're gonna see how things go, and personally, I rate this an 8.5 out of 10. It's a good opening, but it is kind of held down by some clunky dialogue. There's some really good shots, but it's basically set up. Like not really anything happens in this episode. It's basically just setting up the character beats for the season. So that's why I put it as an 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, that's gonna be really great. And so Jared, anything else? Whatever trivia do you got for us?
Let's see. At this, here's what you brought up, Nick. At the exact same moment Zuko thinks he has regained his honor, Aang loses it. So that's like
parallel
regain honor. Yeah.
Like there's like I love the thematic parallels they're setting up.
This is the first time Appa has a saddle since he was kidnapped by the Sandbenders in the library.
Ooh, nice.
Aang's usage of a piece of driftwood to surf a large wave he created is identical to Karuk's flashback where he is shown surfing.
Oh, nice.
And this is the first episode where Ember Island is mentioned.
Oh, that's a very famous episode. Trust me, you'll find out. So next up we got like the headband, which is a really great episode. Jared, are you ready to get footloose?
Oh boy. By the way, one more piece of dialogue. This is also the first time that Sokka is shown with a full head of hair.
Nice. Also, Jared, knowing how I do puns and references, like, I just said a lot about the next episode, right?
Yeah, I know. And I will say, this whole episode placed the gang in a really hairy situation.
On that note, everybody, thank you for watching. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.